Hello, my darlings. Welcome to my living room, where there is my queen-size mattress just in the middle of the living room. I manifested a king-size bed, and it took me a few months. I've talked about it a few times, and I tried to give away the mattress once. I'm an Aries, so we do things once, and if it doesn't work out, it's not. But I've decided to keep it for the time being. So welcome to my living room. Usually, I sit in that corner, but we're just going with. I have my at-home cocktail tray here, and I'm nervous. It's, how do I say, welcome to my channeled message for this full moon in Capricorn. I very much, I'm a public person, and I have been in the town that I live in. I'm so grateful for the way that I make people feel. I'm so grateful for these messages and the ability to channel, the ability to channel in my way. I have the windows open. I apologize if you're hearing just quantum versions of myself flying by, and just, if you know me, you know. But I wave at every single airplane that flies overhead at all times. I've done it for many years, and so that's me coming to visit. Where was I? There is a perspective that I heard and I referenced in the introductory video for this full moon that was, your gifts aren't yours unless you present them as presents to the world. Something along those lines. I'm butchering it. If I can find it, I'll post it. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of, I live in the United States. I live within the United States. And as I was setting up for this video, there are some guides, and, whether they're a part of the GFL, whether they are just specifically here as protectors or observers of the United States, there's some, very specific messages for what's going on within the United States that are going to come through, that I'm going to channel through. So with that being said, let's all ground together, and definitely pause this video at this moment and, do your own grounding techniques before you ground with me. And, I've had coffee today, but I haven't ingested any food, and it just felt like the day to, if something scares me, I'm running towards it. And so I just said to my guides, are we ready to go? And I'm like, let's do it. So please pause this video and do your own grounding practice, and then come back and we will all ground together. Pause this video. Cool. My intention for this channel is to offer the highest and most accessible information for all involved and invested. These are not predictions. This is what this specific collective needs to know at this specific juncture for this specific full moon in Capricorn, with those themes, those lenses, and what is being asked right now, what the focus is. We are all safe and sovereign. We are all grounded. We are all individually bubbled and protected, coated in invisibility, and safe from any and all entities that are not of the white light of God. There was one specific question that was asked that the universal guides, the universal team, could be the Galactic Federation of Light. Whatever resonates with you, if this message is for you, it will reach you. But these are observers of the United States. One specific question that was asked was about the economic revolution that is happening within the United States. We wish to answer that first, and then move along to a world message for this full moon in Capricorn. Let the chips fall. Let your body sink in to crying. Feel the pain with Mother Earth. Love the earth you stand on within the United States. She is birthing something so deep and new. It scares many. It is why so many have attached to a party, a collective, something outside of themselves to identify with, when we must all individually look in the mirror. Is your cup full? Fill it. The universal message is to look at your own pantry, your own wallet, your own pocketbook. You are one of billions. You are God having a fractal of a human experience. And what you heal within yourself, you heal for the world. If you are a droplet of the blood within the veins, within the cog of the economy, then be the healed, most brightest, shiniest dime, penny, $100 bill. Look to yourself. Heal yourself and vibrationally, energetically offer that to the world. The biggest of changes between now and 2027 will be internal and external. There will be question marks everywhere. It is a crack that is happening from the inside that the entire human collective contracted to experience. Help your neighbor. Wish well to your enemies. Heal the divide within yourself. Pity none. And let them experience how they are going to experience this world. No one outside of yourself should be idealized or pitied. None. Look to yourselves. Look inward. Look inside. You cannot take your loaf of bread where you have, say, a family at home of 4 people. You make 5, and you see one person outside that has nothing. You cannot take that bread and break it in half and give less to your family and then more to the other. You must fill up your cup and bucket. Let it cascade and waterfall over and help those in your immediate surroundings. Those vibrations. Get to know your neighbors. Get to know your community face to face with those that maybe you have deemed to have opposite views. Do you wish for your perceived, not enemy, but those on the other side? Do you wish them to have abundances, or do you wish for them to fail? They are you. Do you pity them, or do you revere them? Boop. Treat every flower as a part, a fractal of you. Nurture and nourish yourself. Give only when your cup runneth over. In this same parable, we'll give example, Sarah offered all of her workshops donation. That is a gift. Give in a similar capacity. What fills you up? Give and give and give. That is a mirror of this economy that needs nurturing and nourishment in ways you cannot fix from the outside. It must be fixed from the inside. This is not easy to trust. Ask for the help in the mirror of what you need. That would come in a dream, would come in a letter or email. It will come in opportunities for you to give more. There is no out there at this juncture. It is you, my dears, that fix it. Start with you. So I wear pink tourmaline and smoky quartz, and what fell was the labradorite. So definitely, if you're into stones, look into those. That was awesome. Please always comment your questions, and I will answer them to the best of my channeling abilities. That was really cool. Now, what I'd like to parlay over to is, are there any more messages that us as a collective, as a planet, everyone will feel this full moon. We get 2 full moons in Capricorn. This one's at 1 degree. The next one is at 29 degree. So I'm going to do a whole little video just on how pretty poignant that is. To get 2 full moons in a sign is a big deal. That they want you to pause the video again and just shake off that message, or you don't have to watch these together. Just know that these are 2 different styles of channeling. I'm just going to listen to my guides, and this is my guidance team. That was a completely different channel for a completely different question that was asked. And so my intention now, please pause this video and ground again and shake it off, and go pee if you need to and come back. And I'm going to ground myself one more time and share the image that I'm seeing. When I first started this really going full hog on my YouTube, it was a year and a half ago. It was January 2023, I want to say. I think there was a time, I think it was last January, where I had called, might have been in cap season. I would love that if that was true, but I don't know off the top of my head. But I was saying, we're planting redwood seeds. We're planting redwood seeds. And so what I'm seeing right now is basically, a smaller image of the United States. I'm just seeing it from above, the actual United States. And then this beanstalk, this seed that comes up that cracks the whole thing open. And I know you see that in your micro, in your world, in your universe. And we see that inside of ourselves. We see it micro, macro. We see it, within the sleeper cells that are going off. We're, going into a very politically driven time of the year. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so many people are feeling, as well as what light workers are feeling, is what they're going to be called to do within the next, 3 to 4 years. Is it's a lot. I have a whole video that it's like very right here and now, or the next step that I receive, but I've been getting a lot of downloads for 2024 to 2027, and so I'm going to do a whole video about that. I'm very excited about that, but I just wanted to plant that seed of that will be referenced, that there's a changing, the title of the video is called The Changing of the Guides. And so a lot of what we've seen is that intuitives, tarot readers, channelers, light workers, beings that maybe have been around for a very long time, maybe that have been really powerful from 2012, 2018, 2019 to 2024, are going to be either stepping away from social media. They're going to be, stepping away and doing more one-on-one stuff. They're going to be coming down from their platforms. They're going to be coming down from their stages because they've created enough. They've scaled their businesses. They, don't have to do so much of this type of work. And, I've heard it from, angel channelers. I've heard it from friends that, they speak to people that I don't even follow, like people that they've been following for many years, that are like, yeah, coming offline, they're kind of done. They're kind of done. And, a channeler that I really love and respect has said, my work will be done when I, don't need to be on YouTube anymore. And I can't wait for that day. And it's very much, there's a whole other collective of beings that are just, myself included here, that are just coming into their stage and their platform. And there will be, this is in Capricorn, so what I'm hearing right now and is poignant, and I'll speak to it in that video, a lot of the free divine masculine, there's Tucker Carlson, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, that echelon, that type of divine masculine, they will have they'll be taking over a lot of the realms, a lot of that, and speaking to the divide, and also helping people find connection even within that divide. So what I'm seeing is like someone that like maybe super duper far left and super duper far right actually become like best buddies and really good friends, but someone that just doesn't share similar values as them, they're like, oh, actually we don't get along, so you go over there, but with reverence and love, and then we'll be over here and we'll be friends. And so look to your community, the people that live to the left and the right of you, people that, work the same job as you, or go to the same grocery store as you, that is going to be a very big deal. There's a light worker and, person, Marco G. Williams, that, I did an interview with him. I respect his work so much. He spoke so eloquently of community is a currency. And it's a very true fact that, like I have a little garden. My neighbors and I, the gal upstairs, she does the lettuces. I'm, doing the cucumbers and the tomatoes and different things like that. Like, it's just, there's an abundance for all when we view what currency is or what values are. Really look at and taking, and this has come up in conversations in my daily life. I need you to really look at how much power you've given to the energy of money, of authority, of all of these things, So, when I take a pause, I just ask sometimes, like, is this, like, they sometimes give me an image on the board, and then I'm like, is this, you showing me what to speak of next, or is this you telling me, like, this is the exact parable to give? And they were saying, this is the exact parable to give. So there was a conversation at the restaurant the other day that someone was going to a wedding, and they were deciding what to get the bride and groom. And so, there's two that I want to give. This is beautiful. And I guess the groom had, either won the lottery or become extremely prosperous, so needed nothing. And they were like, well, what do you get? Like, this is a conversation. I wasn't fully a part of it, but I was coming in and out because I was asked, my opinion. And so I was able to offer it as a, projector in human design. And so basically they were like, well, what do you get someone that has everything? They're like, we want it to be, you know, of things that we like, things that we've bonded over, blah, 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 blah. And then I walked away and I got this whoosh, whoosh of a download, and I came back. I was like, you know, I've been to weddings before where sometimes just paying for your plate, that's okay. There's never going to be a day that I don't like receiving like a envelope of money. Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Like, it's just, that will never get old. And that's always a nice way to say, hey, go out for coffee, buy yourself whatever you want, do your thing. And that's an okie dokie thing to do. That's an okie dokie thing to do. The other parable that I was giving, there's a couple that comes into the restaurant that I respect so much. They're two of the most generous, prosperous beings I've ever met in my life. They are such divine lights in this world. I could cry at their joy and love for each other. They're so beautiful. If you're from Gloucester, you literally know exactly who I'm talking about. And it was their anniversary. And they'd come into the restaurant. They were just having like some cocktails and some, just like, I think they were having an appetizer. This was last year. And so I just literally bought a round for them. That was it. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think, like, they literally have, you know, almost pretty much like tipped me in my rent before. Like, they've changed my life numerous times, and I respect them and revere them and love them as they love. Like, it's just, I couldn't express enough gratitude for this couple. And so I just was like, I just want to buy them around. They didn't need that. They didn't need that. It's just the reverence of those people, and it's the gesture. And it was funny, the person that was waiting on him, they were like, this people bought this, and this people bought this, and then they bought this for over there. It's just the gesture. So with all that being said, the guys are just showing me, it's like, take your emotions away from what your family line has said is good energy, is bad energy, is prosperous energy, is this types of energy. We gotta just be, this is energy. Everything is energy. We know that. You scale out. We are just, you know, we're consciousness running these human avatars, standing on the crusted rim of a fireball, shooting through space. Like, that's it. We're all just on a floating ball, shooting through the infinite. So take some pressure off, but also look to where you've given power outside of yourself. And there's ego involved there. There is. There's a lot of ego involved there. From that movie Blow. Money isn't real, George. Money isn't real. It's okay to want. It's okay to have desires, to experience prosperity. It's just, we want it for all. And what comes naturally to us, we must share. We all have a gift. We all have a gift of some kind. I don't care what your gift is. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you have decided is small, is big, is whatever it may be. Dude, I get it. I waitress. And there are times, even to this day, that I'm like, have you served the world enough? All you did was bring food and beverage. That's it. But then when I hear stories about what service is like in other places, I'm like, you just gave those people a bubbled experience to just forget about the world and experience incredibly good food and incredibly good water. Like, I love bougie water. Oh my God, I love bougie water. Having standards is so healthy. Having boundaries and standards. They really want you to write down, what are my boundaries and what are my standards? Really looking at those two words. What are my values? What are my priorities? That's interesting. You know, we have the solstice the day before the full moon. So you can really look at long range goals for the solstice, you know, solstice to equinox, God's quarterly. Or you can release for this full moon. Release things with big intentions. Things are moving. When I have my glasses on, I just like, it's so profound. It's like 7 different There's so many screens, and if I look over here, there's like more screens and stuff like that. It's just so galactic. I'm so grateful for my Atlantean self. Thank you. We really have to surrender to feeling all of our feelings. Cry when you need to cry, run when you need to run, eat when you need to eat, drink water when you need to drink water. Go with your feeling, go with your gut, go with your head, go with what is happening, and know that you can have and experience an entire universe in one day. They're saying that's enough for now. Please reach out with questions. Please comment questions. Please, like, the right guide that is meant to be there will come through. I set the intention for the highest and greatest good. And it's like, I can see my guides, I can see my image, and then I can see like around the outside, the Council of Nine. I can see, the mothership of the GFL. I can see all of these different beings that will not allow. They're like, it would have been blown up a long time ago, a really long time ago, if it was meant to blow up. So what's birthing is scary for humans to experience just because we've never done it before. We have to turn on the light inside of ourselves, and that will show you that what's in the closet isn't the boogeyman. It's just your baseball cap, and it's just your sweatshirts. Don't look back. Don't look back right now. Nostalgia is an addiction. It's a drug. It's really not even okay to talk about. I'm having a full body chill. I'll leave you with this. Like, really at the restaurant, like, I've been sober. I've been sharing that with all of you. And so at the restaurant the other day, or sometimes it can make people feel better when I talk about, like old Sarah and, her tolerance of an Irish dock worker, and I've made the joke so many times, but as I was speaking that, I was just like, you're creating that. That's not you anymore. I have reverence and I have love for every little bit of what, an older version of myself has done, but I don't want to create that anymore, nor do I want to speak that. I'd rather just talk about something else that we both share similar interests with, instead of, telling more what I maybe egoically would deem as like more embarrassing stories to, make the other person feel better. I'm not responsible for that. I'm really not. And so it just felt really gross when I was doing it. But, I'm really learning as I continue down this road of complete clarity. It is a wild ride, dude. The other day I was like drunk on sobriety. It was wild. It was wild. I just was asking if there's any more specific questions. It's just the parable of the butterfly. If you keep it so close, you might crush it. You must let it free. And you are the butterfly. You are the one holding the butterfly. You are the sun. You are the clouds. You are the moon. You are God. Having this experience, you're co-creating with the God of your understanding. What is in is infinite. What is out is infinite. It is the same. It meets in the middle. You're all waking up in perfect time. You're all experiencing this in perfect time. Trust where you are. Be where your feet are. And run towards what your heart is calling you to do. Give effortlessly. I love you.